category. So let's take it away, because we had a process together, Peter. We had, together with our teams, we had a 6 to 9 months process, which is relatively quick, I have to say. So it was very action oriented. We have 3 phases. One is the exploratory phase. I dissected it into 3 steps. The second is the qualification phase, and then the execution phase. And in the next 10 minutes, I will guide you through and just, unfold it one by one so you can follow our strategy into action process. So let's take the first one. Thanks. So what we started with was basically, because if you're in a new category, as I said, the question is, what could be associations? Where could the intuitions be? And you actually need to craft them yourselves. So we started with a brainstorming workshop together with your team, Peter, and we followed the very compelling yet easy approach of asking ourselves, when consumers think about the category, what could be the reasons why? When would be the situations that they could think about the category and the food that we're offering? Where could it be? With whom could it be? So we're talking about, as you also alluded to, functional, occasional, seasonal, entry points or associations, which can be relevant and which can then also be translated into being the entry point for the brand. So that's step number 1. If we then continue, we basically had 70 ideas. It could be with the family. It could be when I savor meat. So we basically collected them all, this 70 long list, and then we did a joint implicit testing methodology, which Quantilope, of course, is offering, which helped us to narrow down the 70 long list of CEPs into 20. We did it in 2 markets, so to also see how universal, is the selection, because we, of course, as an ambitious young brand, want to go global and not stick or be tied to a too local nuance, let's say. So from the 70 to the 20, and then the next step was the step number 3 in the first phase. If you click, thank you. Here, what we did was basically to make sure that we really trim down and understand not only, what are the relevant category entry points, but also whether there are any category entry points profiles already with our competitors, which we need to take into account in order to understand where we can have a competitive edge. So this helped us again to qualify basically the long list filter up to 20. And what we've seen is a little bit what I alluded to in the beginning is we have a relatively wide canvas. Means also our competitors don't really have a profiled category entry point position. There might be some associations, but it's not very pronounced. And that gave us the freedom to basically say which one of the 20 CEPs as we see them here in the competitive set framing would we like to own. And that concludes phase 1, the explorative phase.